Hello everyone, my name is Matt, also known as the UKAstroNut, and today we're going to talk about, is there water on Mars? So this is one of the really big questions in astrophysics and astronomy and science and everything at the moment. So this is the reason why NASA puts millions and billions of pounds into sending rovers and spacecraft to Mars to try and find water. Now, they're really trying to find water because we think that water is a fundamental key component to life. So life starts off with very small cells and individual proteins, and it grows and grows into really complex life forms such as us and plants and trees. And we think that water is a fundamental key component to this stage of doing this evolution, this growing of life. But let's go back a little bit. So what is water? So you probably know the chemical symbol of water is H2O, as this is just hydrogen and oxygen together. But you have to think of water in three different states. There's solid, liquid and gas. You probably remember from school you heard about these three things. So water in solid form is just ice. Water in liquid form is just liquid water, so that's what you get out of your tap or is in a lake or the sea. And then in gaseous form it's steam or water vapour that's in the air and in the atmosphere. But life doesn't just need water, it really needs liquid water. So on Earth we have lots and lots of liquid water, and the research and the knowledge we have indicates that liquid water is this fundamental form of water that is needed. And actually on Mars there's plenty of water, but it's all in solid and gaseous form. So the north and the south poles of Mars, there's loads and loads of ice. And in fact there's so much ice that if you were to melt all of it, it would create an ocean on Mars which would be 38 meters deep across the planet. So there's a huge amount of ice, but this ice water isn't what's needed, okay? This can't sustain life. And equally, in the gaseous form, there's lots of seemingly water vapour in the Martian atmosphere, but this can't sustain life. And so what we're trying to go to Mars for is to try and find liquid water, or at least signs that there was liquid water. And this is the key thing. We actually think that there was liquid water on Mars at some point. And we get this from looking at rocks and minerals, and we find evidence that some of these things are that are formed, from our knowledge, they need water to be able to form, liquid water. And so by finding these rocks and these minerals and such, we have an indication that there was liquid water on Mars at some point in the past, but there just isn't anymore. And also, there possibly seems to be indications on the surface, certain patterns in the rock and on the surface that indicate that maybe something's flowed over here, potentially liquid water. But there probably hasn't been liquid water there for millions and millions of years. But we're still trying to find it, and this would give, if we found liquid water, it could give evidence that there was life on Mars at one point, but it just doesn't exist anymore. And actually, if we don't find liquid water, solid water is still really useful for us. So one day, potentially, man will live on Mars, mankind, humans will live on Mars, and we'll set up bases, and we will have people living there permanently. And we can use this solid water, this ice, and we can melt it down, and we can use this as our liquid water instead of having to recycle it every time. So actually, finding ice water actually isn't too bad, but liquid water is really what we want. So there is water on Mars, but it's just not liquid. It's not in the form that we want it, and not in the form that we'd hope we'd find, that we should indicate that potentially life could exist. But we think there probably was liquid water at some point. So who knows, maybe there were little Martians walking around millions of years ago, but sadly they're probably not existing anymore. Thank you very much for watching my video. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter at UKAstroNut. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this video, and I will see you guys soon.